Other interesting cultural news, you have Target as an advertisement for a Pride Santa to add to the line of their controversial trans and pride items. Now, will this boost sales or just fuel additional controversy and perhaps a boycott? Now, Target this year, they're not doing so great. And we'll actually dive into dive into their stock really quick. They're estimated to lose about $500 million in stolen inventory this year, which is terrible. One would think you'd make some business moves to change that, maybe have some security, actually prosecute people who steal. But nevertheless, it's their company. They do what they want. I certainly think the shareholders might start to actually sue them for ignoring their fiduciary responsibility to the shareholders. But nevertheless, if you look at Target, their stock's still at a 5-year high. What is it? Up 83.91% over the past 5 years. Currently at $130.50 per share. Now, the past year is down 20%, though. So that's not great. In the past year to date, down 14%. 6 months, 8%. In the past month, though, it did increase 20%. So a little bit of a roller coaster, but overall, in the past year has not been good for Target. Now, they've had a lot of controversy this year. It's not just people stealing about $500 million of inventory without them actually stopping them. They had an issue where they actually had satanic materials in the store to sell. I don't mean that to be bombastic or exaggerate. I mean, they quite literally had a self-proclaimed Satanist who was the designer, and some of the apparel that they held earlier this year for Pride Month, they had a enamel pin, which is a much higher quality than just a paper stamped out pin. We're talking metal, a little bit of paint. Nevertheless, they had an enamel pin with a picture of Satan saying in font, "Satan respects pronouns." And they also sold a controversial swimsuit for the trans community, which was quote-unquote tuck-friendly, where you could tuck your junk for things trans men dressing as... the terminology is all foreign and new to me, but it's an issue where they're carrying very controversial products that are alienating some of their consumers. And it's also an instance in which they had a lot of the pride materials for children, which, again, is a point of controversy to a lot of people in the United States. Now, last week, they actually came out with a trans nutcracker, which is a a conundrum in and of itself, how you define things. But it's an instance where they had a little toy nutcracker and had a trans flag, and it had a pride hat. And from a marketing perspective, one of the things I've found the most abhorrent is they're selling it for $12, not $11.99, which if you're in retail, you always do that because consumers will always think it's less. If you say it's $11.99, people will think it's $11. It's a fascinating phenomenon in psychology. If you say, they'll think it's, $11.99, oh, that's under $12, which technically is true, but Americans forget, well, at least in Texas, there's 8.25% sales tax, so gotta round up. A good rule of thumb is, well, at least for folks in my area, just add about, it's easy to do math and just do 10%, so just add that on. But nevertheless, that was a marketing fail in and of itself, just the price tag being wrong. They also came out with a disabled Santa Claus, both African American as well as a white Santa Claus in a wheelchair, which again was another controversy. And I feel bad for the kids because I don't know, how does Santa get up the chimney if there's no ramp at your house? Again, people argue he's magical, but if he's magical, why wouldn't he use his magic to walk? Maybe it's like X-Men where if he were to use that power, he'd lose other powers. Nevertheless, that was a big controversy. It went viral on Twitter a lot. There's a lot of pushback. And since a lot of these controversies, people have becoming to boycott Target. And it was trending a couple times on the Twitter. It was 18 people called X. And anecdotally, a lot of people I speak to have been decreasing their spend at Target. Target is also a luxury store. You don't need anything there. It is pure luxury. You don't need to shop there. Ironically, it started as a faith-based family company, and they actually were perceived to be a discount store when they first started. Now they're very much premium. Most of the stuff you have there is, don't get me wrong, is a very premium shopping experience. You got clean stores, you got great lighting, but all the products are more expensive. You can debate about the quality than compared to stores like Walmart. So Target is selling you a luxury experience, luxury products. So it's very easy to boycott because, again, you don't need anything there. Now, this latest figure is actually a Santa Claus with a picture, rather, let me clarify, he has a t-shirt under his little Santa Claus suit, and he's holding a pride flag, which I'm not sure if this is going to get canceled because it's not the trans flag, and marketing that those themes change so rapidly, I guess maybe it's hard for the supply chain to stick ahead of trends, but nevertheless, it has a pride flag. He has pride colored suspenders, and then he has a shirt, and it says, "Love is love." Now, I know this is a typo, but even more important, they want to charge $80 for a 10-inch figure? $80. And again, the real retail, it should be $79.99. But again, they chose $80. Are they just trying to? I don't know what they're thinking in terms of going against the retail trends of always having the $1.99. But nevertheless, it looks like Santa may even have a heart belt buckle or a belt buckle in the shape of a heart. So for $80, you can get a 10-inch, what is it, Fabergé Pride Santa. Again, this is, well, an average person would probably say this is controversial, especially because Christmas is a faith-based event, and not all, but many faith-based organizations don't don't condone the type of LGBTQ activity that they're actually proclaiming in these types of marketing and advertisements. So it's a very controversial thing, and I'm not surprised a lot of people are talking about it in the comments, a lot of people boycotting. It's very much against the grain and against the norm. Now, granted, people argue norms change. That's true. And again, maybe this is part of Target's 10-year plan to increase their sales around that growing demographic, because it is growing about not 2%, about doubling every generation. The LGBTQ community doubles, if you look at most studies, in quantity over each generation, or quantity and by percentage of the population. And there's a lot of reasons that may be happening. A lot of people are attributing that to public schools, media. There may be reasons that's happening, but if the trend does not turn around or stop, maybe this makes sense from a business perspective. Now, interestingly enough, this is I noticed this on Twitter thanks to the New York Post. Got about a little over 100,000 views and 240 likes. Now, I can't but wonder, do you think most of the comments will be positive in the comment section? Or do you think they'll be negative? I mean, there are people who will buy this, don't get me wrong. The business question really is that enough to actually make a profit on this particular item? I mean, what's the compelling reason they're doing this? Because Target, they had that issue with the boycott during Gay Pride Month. A lot of people are speculating maybe they'll kind of decrease their activity around controversial things in general, but they seem to be leaning into it. So let's dive into the comments and find out. Someone by the name of Ranting Monkey says, quote, "Not what this song means by, quote, gay apparel, unquote," getting 24 likes. Norm Cruz says, quote, "But how does this personally affect you?" And it's a meme of a caricature smiling, and it's the fall of Rome in the background being a beautiful painting, which can't help but think about the fall of Rome at least every other day. There's a lot of correlations between modern society, but that did get 154 likes. VIP Dive Target said, quote, "Stop shopping at Target," getting 8 likes. Joseph Jano says, quote, "The world has failed," getting 5 likes. Daily Jokes says, quote, "No moms started hashtag yet." Got no likes, though. Chisel Meme Coin says, quote, "Doesn't make sense to me," getting 1 like. CT2 saying, "Haven't shopped at Target for 10 years now," unquote, getting 1 like. A lot of people having memes of Target adding devil horns to the Target logo, saying stop targeting kids. Let's see. Daniel Ogborn says, quote, "Suddenly I don't care about shoplifting," unquote, getting 8 likes. Raymond Stereo Jr. says, quote, "Sorry, I ain't letting my kids sit on the lap of a guy wearing Love is Love shirt," unquote, getting 11 likes. Let's see here. Looks like Target corporate headquarters. Someone did a meme of one of the, looks like to be a leader at Target, perhaps on LinkedIn. And it looks like someone who has a pride, white, I'm guessing it's a white male individual, but they have a black pride fists flag in the background. And their apparent title is Senior LGBTQIA+ Segmentation Strategist and Pride Lead. Now, I don't know if this profile is, the word I'm looking for is not authorized, but verified. Now, on LinkedIn, you could say you work for anyone if you want, depending on what the business does in terms of verification. Sometimes they have to have you enter your work email into LinkedIn to confirm you work there, or your government ID. But again, if you want to be the CEO of Facebook tomorrow on LinkedIn, you can do that. No one's probably going to take you seriously because you're not, Facebook isn't putting their stamp of approval or verifying your account. But I would have to look into this account to confirm if that person works or not. Regardless, the number of people who liked that was 2. Got about 200 likes from that. Kayla says, quote, Target is trash. Stop shopping there. If it doesn't align with your values, it's not that hard. Only way things will change, unquote, getting 5 likes. KJ Boy says, quote, I just stopped shopping at Target altogether. I can go to other places and get the same things, unquote. Getting 1 like. You can also get them at a cheaper price point as well. A lot of people just saying LOL and Y, getting between 2 and 3 likes. And again, it's one of those things where nothing is necessary at Target. It's all luxury items. So it's very easy to boycott. And again, I know I'm not their target demographic. Lord knows I haven't been in a Target in probably 10 plus years. But, I mean, when you look at the demographics who shops at Target, I believe it is mostly probably affluent white women. Not to be cliche, but that's what when you hear about people bragging about Target, and maybe it's confirmation bias when I see it on the Facebook or something, but there's a lot of consistencies when I see about their shopping demographics. But nevertheless, let me know in the comments, is this going to fuel your boycott for Target? Are you actually going to go shop there because of this and support this new initiative that they have? Or do you think it's going to blow up in their face? Be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone again for taking the time to tune in today, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of November. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, the comments are a great way to leave me feedback so I can know on what things are better to invest in, things that I can work on, make the show better and better, and actually want to make the contributions even more effective, make the show more compelling, more interesting. So if you have feedback, I'd love to hear for it, even if it is harsh critiques. I think that is how you grow the most. Also, and lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.